EC North.
Good morning, EC North. Happy Wednesday. How is everybody? Right. All right, friends. We're just going to do a quick wave because we have a lot to do this morning. So, good morning, friends.
Good morning, friends.
All right. Let's read our morning
message.
May 27th, 2020. Good morning, EC North. Today is Wednesday. We will share memories. Love, Jamaica, and Jill. Friends, there's a couple things we need to tell you about. One thing is, yesterday you should have gotten a secret message from Jill, me. If you did not get your secret message from me for any reason at all, have your grown-ups send me an email and I will resend it to them, okay? So if you did not get one, I did send it to everybody, but sometimes things get lost in email. So if that happened, send me a note so I can get it back to you because we want to make sure everyone has a message for Friday. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing Jamaica's going to tell us about.
The second thing is that today we have a field trip. It's a virtual field trip and it's featuring somebody from one of our heart stories. It's about the book Parker Looks Up, and Parker's going to be there and her mom is going to be there. And so I think it'll be really fun, and we hope everybody comes. It's at 10 o'clock today. Okay? And the link is in our resource guide. Mm-hmm.
Great. Yes, the link is in our resource guide. That's a good tip, Jamaica. All right. And then the last thing we wanted to tell friends is that we really need friends to share with us their heart story projects. Okay? Try to get that to us if you can today, because that will help us get everything organized for tomorrow's celebration. Okay, all right, so we are ready to move on. And what we would like to do is share some things about EC North friends that we love and some memories that we've had. So Jamaica's going to start off and we're going to get to share about each friend.
Yes, so I'm starting with Walker. And so we're going to share one thing we loved about their time in the about people's time in the classroom, and then one thing we remember from the classroom. Okay, so one thing I loved about Walker in the classroom is that he always put lots of details in his artwork, and we remember that you were really caring and careful when taking care of the tadpoles. You're on the tadpole committee.
Yes. All right, I'm going to share about Vivian. One thing that we loved about seeing Vivian in the classroom was that she would enter the class each morning with a bright smile, and she would greet both teachers and say good morning by our names. We really appreciated that, Vivian. And one memory we have of Vivian in the classroom is playing in that dollhouse. Vivian, we know how much you loved playing in the dollhouse.
Next person is Sydney. We love how responsible you are, Sydney, and how dedicated you were to taking care of people's feelings and the environment. And one thing we remember is that you really love solving problems, especially when you were building something big and trying to make it stand, or when you were doing puzzles and trying to figure out where every piece went.
Next person I'm going to share about is Sebastian. Sebastian, we love how curious you are about learning new things. And memory we have of you is keeping things organized like the daily schedule. We know, I still remember back to even last year, if something was off in the schedule, Sebastian would double check every morning and make sure we were just right. So Sebastian, we really, really have a great memory of you helping keep our day organized. And we also know how much you love digger trucks.
Yes. Next up is Ronnie. And Ronnie, you always love to make your friends laugh and tell jokes. And I always remember laughing with you during lunchtime when you were telling your jokes. And we remember that you really like playing on the playground and having a blast with your friends.
Okay, the next person I'm going to tell about is Naomi. Naomi, we really love how engaged you were in everything we were learning about in school and on field trips. You really loved to participate, and that was really fun for us to see. And a memory we have of you is playing with those Magna-Tiles. It looks like you have some at home, but we really can imagine you playing and building wonderful creations with those Magna-Tiles.
Yeah. So next is Moral, and we love that you were so passionate and really careful when you were building, and you were always in the block area, and we can tell you really enjoyed that space. One thing I remember is that I knew that the day was starting when Moral came in with her bouncing curls and a big smile. I knew the day was ready to go. So I remember that, and I missed that.
All right, I'm going to share about Lila. Lila, one thing we love about you is how kind you are to everybody in EC North and all your friends. Always show caring for your classmates. If they're hurt, if they're sad, even if you just want to include them in your games. One memory we have of you is skipping around outside, playing all kinds of imaginative games like Octonauts or Cats, or all kinds of different kinds of things, fairies, all kinds of things.
Yeah. Next, we have Khalil, and we loved how passionate you were about music and dancing. I remember when you really learned to snap and you started adding a beat to our closing circle song.
Mm-hmm.
And we also remember how much you loved water, playing in it, being next to it. We really know that you really like doing that.
Yes. All right, the next friend I'm going to share about is Jacob. Jacob, we love how dedicated you are to all your work. You are a hard worker, and it shows. We really, really love that. Memory we have of you is all the details you use when you are making books or making diagrams. Remember those eye diagrams you drew with all those details? You made tons of those. We probably have a stack of them somewhere in the classroom that I'm going to have to look for. Yeah.
Next, we have Freya, and we really love that you were always open to trying new things. Sometimes I remember you saying, I'm a little scared, but you would always still do it. And then you would tell us, I'm glad I did that. Thing I remember is that you were so great about sharing your Irish culture with us. I learned so much from you, and I really appreciate that you're willing to share with us.
All right, Downa, your next friend. And the thing we love about you is all the care you take in your artwork. You would color in. I just imagine all the details and like the careful work you would do when you were coloring something in. It's very, very, very detailed. Memory we have of you, Downa, is how much you loved playing games. You were really determined to master the game Utrio. Remember that game? You were really, really interested in learning about those, and you just loved games, especially basket toys.
Next is Cece, and Cece, I remember and I love that you were always laughing and that you weren't afraid to be silly. I remember a lot of our silly times together and that we had a good time playing. I also remember that you really liked to play with your EC bears and organize them and make sure they were safe and make houses for them. You had a good time.
Okay, Brooklyn. Brooklyn, we love how much you enjoyed being and playing with your friends. You just love being around your friends. We know that about you. And a memory we have of you is playing an imaginative game in dramatic play. You would dress up in the doctor's office. You would dress up wearing costumes and when we would change dramatic play around. And you always really enjoyed using your imagination to make fun with your friends.
Next is Ariel, and we loved how you always used your imagination. You were really creative and came up with a lot of cool games. And the thing I remember about you was that you would use your imagination always on the playground and engage everybody. Lots of people would come to play with you with the games that you came up with.
All right, Annabelle, one thing we love about you is how confident you were in making different choices in the classroom. You really went to a lot of different spaces that were open in the classroom and you really thought about what you wanted to do that day. And so that was really, really, you were making the right choice for yourself. And that was really great to see. And a memory we have of you is that you really would engage in conversation with your friends when you chose that space. You really would pick a spot that you wanted to go to, and then you would chat and enjoy your time with the friends that were nearby.
Yes. And last but not least, Alex. We loved, Alex, how excited you were and how interested you always were in everything that we were learning about. You always had something to contribute or a good question that we all needed to figure out the answer to. And I remember that you really loved games and that you were kind of a Blockus master. I remember when you first learned and you picked it up really quick. We were like, have you played this before, Alex? And you were like, no, you hadn't played it. And yes.
Friends, we have so many memories. It was hard to pick just one, but it was really fun for Jamaica and I to talk through some of the memories of you guys. Hope that it helped let you know that we have not forgotten anything about you guys. We are looking forward to seeing you again and hearing from you.
From you. All right, EC North, we love you.
North, we love you.